Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is July 7th, 2020. That is 7/7. And it happens to be 2020. It is 8:20 p.m. Thank God for summer. So, people who've been subscribers of mine for a while might be a little familiar with this vehicle, albeit for a short time. This is a 2006 Infiniti M45. It was my dad's vehicle, and it was involved in a front-end collision. I would like to say it was totaled, but honestly, I'm not really certain what happened. All I know is that we were given a check for the value of the vehicle. However, we still have a title for the vehicle, and the title is clean and clear. So I didn't know if they send you a new title, or do you just get surprised when you go to the DMV and they tell you that, hey, actually it's been involved in this and that. I really don't know. But the title that we have is clean and clear in my dad's name. So it is with a heavy heart that I record this video, but wanted to address a few things. So the first time this car showed up on video in this condition was because I was offering some parts up for grabs. I wasn't really selling anything, although my request had been that if you want anything, I'll give it to you for free. However, you should pay for shipping and handling. Life happens, and this car has been sitting here for about 2 months in this same situation, in this same location. In fact, I had a jack kind of sink into the asphalt over there. But anyways, saved it, put it on wheels. I have I could spare a spare wheel or two from all these other cars going on over here. So today's video is because I am considering selling the car as whole. I want the car gone. It has most of the parts that it came with over here. The only thing that is not there is the wheels. You've seen the wheels listed for sale. I intended to do something cool with the vehicle, but life responsibilities kind of have a way of kind of slapping the sense back into me. So the house has projects going on, family has to be handled, career, and we still have the normal cars that need maintenance. We have 2 M56 projects, and we have an Q45 supercharged project. M45 getting a supercharger. One of these guys is going to be a mule for supercharger, the M56s. So there is a lot of work going on, and I simply don't really have any more time to dedicate to a part out. People that wanted parts, for the most part, I was able to send out a lot of stuff, and I have had a part out before. I stripped this car all the way down to bare metal, and I had some parts just sitting in the garage, so I was able to give those away, and I've given away as much as I could. I just haven't had a chance to pull this into the garage yet. I mean, the garage is still a project in itself. So spitballing here, I'm guessing $700 should take the car. The engine is good last time I checked, and the car has most of the parts except the wheels, as I said. By the way, these are 2003 and 4 M45 wheels. They actually, the Q45s also had them. I like how far out they stick. The offset and the width just works just fine to kind of, stick out a little more. Obviously, I'm comparing it to donuts. But the only thing that I pulled from this car is the side marker lamp, one side. The other side I still have. The other side was broken, but someone requested for it, and they were going to glue it back together, but that transaction just hasn't happened. What else do I have? The front grille, I actually have that. The person had asked for that as well, but it's still there. I have the fog lights. I mean, the car is mostly there. I can't fully guarantee how well the engine runs. I mean, just as a matter of integrity. However, the only reason this car does not run is because of that. The intake tube has a rip in it. Some might say it's damaged. And as much as it doesn't have coolant and stuff, it should still be able to run. Is this a new hose? I know one of these hoses was new, by the way. But the battery, by the way, is very new, or rather is very good. It is the best that AutoZone could offer by the time I was getting this thing together. This was in 2018. Look at that. But still have a warranty. So you might be able to get it. 700, as I said, that's just spitballing. Talk to me, send me a message, let's talk about it, and I can probably get it for a decent offer. It's got a lot of cool parts, and I was willing to give away all these parts. It's just that I don't have the time, and as much as my driveway looks like a parking lot, neither do I have the space for it. So I think it will be a good deal for somebody who's got the time and the space, or somebody who needs certain parts off of here to use them as a spare. Can it be fully restored? Probably. I don't know. It's just not worth it to me at this moment. But, as you can see, there's a lot of repair that it could use some repair to the front end. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you. I've seen some cars driving with some really crappy situations. Most of the car is pretty good. Paint and this and that, it's pretty decent. I'll be starting it. I can't remember how many miles it has exactly. I want to say I always forget about this. This thing gets me all the time. Oof, what happened here? Okay. All right, I want to say about 210,000 miles. But this was actually patient zero. This was the first car I did my JDM VK45DE swap on. So I remember getting the engine, looking at it, thinking, man, this is so new. I'm gonna, I felt like I was getting away with robbery for how much it got the JDM engine for. That is juxtaposed to how much people were selling M45 engines for. This was in 2017, end of 2017. So I felt like came out on top, and I intended for this car to stay with us. So obviously, unlike it's not like I do this for the cars I intend to sell, but all kinds of care went into it. And my dad's kept this car clean for the time that he's had it. Look at the seats. What do you call it? Dove colored? Obviously, it's got a little bit of wear, what you'd expect for 200-ish thousand miles. It was, you can tell that most of the rest of the car hasn't really been used. It was I think, traveling salesman. I mean, and I'm not just being sexist. I think, I could say salesperson, but I do know that it was a salesman. How? Because there were business cards when I got the car. Well, it was a traditionally male name. Let me put it like that. Obviously, could use some cleaning on the seats and things like that. But it is a pretty dope car, honestly. And it's got the DVD screen in the back. RCA inputs over here. The only thing that didn't have the technology, so it did not have the seat speakers for the surround sound system. But I think this is a 8 or 9 speaker Bose. No navigation either, but I did give it the big screen so you were able to play DVDs or movies in the front. The interior, man, it's pretty good. If you're to get this car to swap parts over or whatever it is, I think it's going to be a good value. No technology package, as I said. So, wait a minute. It does have the lane departure. I've forgotten about that. So this car is pretty dope, honestly. And when I went for my airbag recall, they inadvertently damaged the dashboard. So I ended up getting a brand new dashboard. Being that this is a sport model, it's got the chrome trim and things like that around there. I guess I shouldn't really be working this hard to advertise a car that kind of giving away for scrap, but I just wanted to kind of put that out there in case you're thinking about, well, is this worth getting? It's got a lot of good parts. That's what I'm going to say about it. I guess the battery eventually died. I was hoping to be able to crank the car so that you could see how strong the battery and the starter and everything was. And I bet the engine is pretty solid too. Oh, well, it is a Nissan after all. I was trying to see that. This is the only damage that this seat pretty much has. I love the contrasting color that they have over there, you know. What else? Yeah, I love the white over black. If I had the time, space, means, I would keep this car, but I just don't want it sitting here, and I don't want to tow it in there, just taking up too much space. By the way, do you guys do this? Like, whenever I have a car, I do try to get spare keys. So yeah, does this one have a spare key fob? I can't remember, but I got this key over here, and I went to either a locksmith or I can't remember who, maybe even Walmart, and I had him make me a blank key that can be used as an opener. Yeah, the car is dead. I tried to crank it like, I think it was, man, how long ago was this? Yeah, did I disconnect the battery? I'm just surprised that it's suddenly dead and won't do anything. I would really love to prove what the mileage, to check and confirm what the mileage is. I mean, if it does matter to you, if you're buying this to get it back on the road, I guess mileage matters. But as I said, for me, my value proposal is that, yeah, I guess the battery just ran down. My value proposal is that this would make a really good parts car. What else? I think there's something in the trunk as well. I think it's got new wipers. Man, it got all the love that this car could get. We definitely did not skimp on it. And as I said, I'm not trying to... Look at that. Oil was always at full. If it's love, this car got it. I was obviously operator maintenance was, you know, for my dad to take care of it. But ultimately, I think for the larger items, I was the one in charge of maintaining it and making sure it had all the right parts. I am that family member. Whenever you meet, I'm like, okay, let's check your oil, let's check your filter, let's check your coolant and things like that. And what else? Oh, you can barely tell, obviously not with these wheels over there. Let's see if we can check it out here. I do have newish brakes, barely 500 miles on them. They look kind of corroded right now because of sitting, and it's been raining, and as you can see under the car. But the brakes are good. All four rotors are Duralast Gold. The front calipers are just normal working calipers. The rear calipers, I bought those from Rock Auto, I think, just because I needed a replacement. There were it's not a very, very common issue, but I've heard people report about it. The Y50s, this chassis code, usually gets the rear calipers end up seizing, especially if you don't pay attention to them. But in our case, it had just kind of run down. Let's open this. There you go. I was trying to see what's back here. Is there a spare? I doubt it. I think, nope, no spare. So yeah, one of these, at least one of these wheels belongs to this vehicle over here. But this one goes to the Q45. I think the other two are like for the M56s. I'll have to check, but some of these wheels are for the Akebono brake, the larger brake system. So I'm not willing to give them away because it's kind of tough getting wheels that will clear the big brakes, those things. So that's the only catch to this car, is that when you come get it, if you come get it, you're gonna have to figure out how to roll it yourself. I'm not giving you 4 wheels, maybe one at least, I don't know. But so that's it. That's my spiel with this car. Just wanted to put it out there. If someone's interested, shoot me a message, email me. I'll try to do better to have my email address kind of front and center of this discussion. I think oh, by the way, you can still get a headlight. Probably needs some clear redone on it. I'll tell you what happened to this. it went through a restoration, and somebody applied clear coat when it was a little cold outside, or maybe the person just doesn't know how to apply clear coat. The person in question is me. I can replace engines all day, but body work, not really my thing. So anyway, that's all it is. I suppose the other part I want to address is that, in all honesty, I'd gotten tired of it. So I've said that I had a bunch of parts that I've been giving away. I do try to do that, just being a good steward of the environment. I hate throwing stuff away to go to the landfill, and especially so if someone else could benefit from them. So I'd given away a bunch of parts, or at least offered, and I told people did send me messages, emails. That's, that was the best way to reach out to me. And sometimes it's if you think parting out a car is hard, you need to try giving away parts for free. Same labor as parting stuff out, maybe obviously less money, but so I'm giving away parts. And that means, obviously taking my parts that I could have gotten some money for, taking my time to pull parts, taking my resources, not just time, but boxes and packing, to pack them carefully, and then taking my time, fuel, time, whatever it is, to go to the post office, getting quotes. And it's an interesting thing. It just depends on who you end up dealing with, what their life circumstances are, and maybe what their principles in life are, right? Sometimes it's a loss. Sometimes it's neutral. Sometimes you gain something. In that, I'm giving away free parts, $0 on that. I'm not even counting on it. If you pay for shipping and handling or whatever it is, and you pay through PayPal takes a fee. At the end of the day, I maybe have enough to cover shipping. Maybe. Very few occasions, but I think it's happened at least once, but I gave it away as charity. The person needed stuff so bad, and after money exchanged hands or whatever it is, I was like, wait a minute. I ended up like negative maybe $1, $2, whatever it is. There are people who basically support the system. People who've given me, I'm giving away free parts, but people throw me an extra $20, $30, 50, whatever it is. And I really appreciate you guys. You guys keep the channel going, keep the cause going, and help those who, for whatever reason, are not able to support themselves. But the issue comes in where I'm giving away parts, spending my time to pack them, spending my time to get quotes and all that stuff. Usually what I do is like give you the dimensions, tell you, hey, get a shipping label, email it to me, I'll drop it off. If you want to do email, that's good too. It's my email address, which I'll be providing with this video. And I think I ran into a few issues, not too many. Either people just flaked after getting some quotes, or two, people saying, yeah, man, what can you do for shipping? And the issue with that is that I don't intend to make money, but for sure don't intend to lose money while giving away stuff. So it kind of became a little bit too much of a hassle, trying to haggle shipping prices with people. I was like, man, it's of no benefit to me. So if I'm going to scrap it, then so be it. But basically just got to a point I'm thinking, I don't really have the time. So, and this video is getting long, man. I didn't know it would take it to almost 20 minutes. I just wanted to show the car and, post it out there. But, so those are some of the reasons I'm getting rid of this car. I want to kind of narrow down on some of my projects, spend more time with it. The older you grow, the less time becomes available to work with things. And that's not meant to be like one of those obvious statements. It's just that, wow, there's a lot of responsibilities going on with life. So best way, like I've always said, is you could write a comment down there, but best way is to send me an email. It's my channel name at gmail.com, edboy@gmail.com, edbwoy@gmail.com. I'll put that in. That's the best way to reach me, because I think I've gotten to close to 400 videos on YouTube, and between comments and all the other projects I've got going on, I don't get to see all the comments in my videos. Sometimes I respond to you guys like 2-3 months late. I'm like, oops, I hope you got your problem solved. But not only that, it's I don't think YouTube can keep up with all the comments either. You know, then there's comments to comments, replies to comments, and things like that. So sometimes I just don't get your messages at all. I do try my best to maybe look at new videos, see if they got any comments, but sometimes the newer videos don't really get much attention. But I'd say this video is actually pretty long compared to some of the crappy videos I see out there selling cars for 15 grand and can't give you a 3-minute video. But that's just what I wanted to talk about. Otherwise, as I said, I really appreciate your support and everything going on. But at some point, you know, you have to realize maybe this is a bit too much. So the working price in conversation, I just want to throw 700 just to kind of start conversation. I'm located in Terre, Haute, Indiana. That's zip code 47802. And again, I'll put all this information in the beginning of the video or what do you call it, in the comments, just so that you can see it. But if you want to come get it, let me know. Let's work an arrangement. Let's get something done. If you feel like 700 is a little too crazy and maybe you feel like 690 is more your flavor, either way, just hit me up. Let's talk about it. All right. I think this is enough video for today. So we're going to catch up later.